regulators. So thank you for the opportunity, Madam Speaker.
Speaker.
I call Melissa Lee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's a pleasure to rise, and it seems we're all in support, so I shan't be taking the full complement of 10 minutes to actually speak on this particular bill. Madam Speaker, this bill amends the Crown Mineral Act of 1991 to maintain the effectiveness and efficiency of the permitting regime established by that Act. Sometimes in the House, when members actually debate, there is the title of the bill that comes up, and often members get very excited. I got very excited when the Crown Minerals Bill was going to be debated. I thought I was going to be given an opportunity to once again have a conversation and oppose the devastating impact that the government has actually created in the region of Taranaki. And then, Lord behold, I realized that we all talk in, code sometimes. Crown Mineral is not, this particular bill isn't the same one as the previous ones that we got really excited about, but this one we agree on. This on this side of the House, national opposition supports making minor changes to tidy up bits and pieces in the Crown Mineral Act of 1991. And I think there were actually 11 submissions. I don't know if I wasn't here when other members actually spoke, but there were 11 submissions who actually, and members of the Select Committee actually sat through some of the hearings. And I remember hearing some of the concerns that businesses actually had in terms of changes in the companies, for example, when there are actually takeovers, and sometimes, this particular bill puts a huge financial penalty of up to $800,000, where change of control of the permit could attract penalties. And although that actually seems right, there were some concerns that was actually raised, and it was really interesting hearing those submissions, because sometimes there were inadvertent things that actually happen when they, for example, takeover of a company that actually happened that, I think officials actually advise us that those things will not be taken under consideration when they're dealing with this particular aspect of the bill where the penalty will be charged. I will only speak of one particular bit. We made specific changes we made several changes to the 41AC to better regulate late applications for consent to change the control, and that's the bit that I was actually talking about. So that, for example, when there's a takeover and they were late coming to notification that it was actually going to be okay, that an application must still be submitted, so that if a person has breached the rules of the control, they cannot revert the new entity. It was one of the things that we discussed. And we also recommended changes in 41AC to allow for no offence being charged, whereby an application is still under consideration, but a change in control had taken place, and only allowing for it when the minister has explicitly denied the application. And that seems pretty fair to me. And I'm sure that other members of the committee will actually talk about a couple of other things. But all in all, we are in agreement, and I commend this bill to the House.
I call Gareth Hughes.
Kia ora, Madam Speaker. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou. Kia ora. Look, the Green Party